This is an instructional video which will go over a couple of pieces of equipment in the SOCO line of case handling equipment. The two pieces that I'm going to show you today are the F-100. This is a semi-automatic carton erector and back station. And then also we have the SOCO T-10, it's model 557. We'll do a top and bottom tape of boxes that are 20 inches wide by 20 inches high maximum. And both of these machines come in different sizes. This F-100, we can order it longer. Right now this will do a 24-inch long box by 20-inch wide box, but of course there are other models. We can go wider and longer. The F-100 just rests on the back of the tape machine, and that's the typical way that we set it up. We can also put legs on it. The machine already has holes pre-drilled in the sides, so if we wanted to put legs on it and put it incorporate it into a conveyor system, we can certainly do that. But as you see it, this is normally how it's placed next to the tape machine. And again, it just hangs on the back. There's a couple bolts that it hangs on, and it runs on compressed air. There's an air line here, which you can probably see, and we run it at about 80 psi of clean, dry air. That's really what makes it work. Again, the T10 is basically runs on electrical, single phase 120. You can order it in different voltages if you need it to run on 3-phase 230. We can certainly do that. And it'll tape, again, the top and bottom of boxes, and we can go wider. We have a wide body machine. We also can make the pillar taller and handle a taller box. So we can do high production atmosphere, and it kind of bridges the gap between manually folding and taping a box and going into a fully automatic carton erector. This is a low-cost way of getting it done. You just take your boxes, and we recommend that you have them at an ergonomic height, maybe sticking on a pallet like this next to the operator. The operator just pulls the case, sets it on here, and you're just going to open the case like this, and you're going to use the plate here and here to help you close the minor flaps. You do that by just opening it like this and then pressing it against that plate and then moving it against this plate. That closes the minor flaps, and then all you're going to do is just take your box and push it against this micro switch here. That activates these plates that come up and close the major flaps. And I guess the help is if this air was on. There you go. So that's all there is really to closing the flaps. Now you have a pack station. Now the box is closed and it's held closed by these plates. And now you can put your product in there, and then once your product is loaded, then you can simply take it and push it into the tape machine. Now when I do this, what happens is the box hits this micro switch here, and that deactivates these plates and allows you to put another box in there. So it drops the plates just as the box is coming into the tape. So that's very easy way of erecting a case, and makes it easier for the operator. I'll just show you in full motion here how this works. You can actually erect cases pretty fast. So that's how that works. And again, it just rests on the back of the tape. Now let's go over to the tape wrap and come around and go over the tape machine. As I mentioned, this model here, we can offer it in different sizes. And we can actually do a very small box too. We can go down to as low as 2 inches in height. So the boxes handle a wide variety of boxes. And we have, as you can see here, side belt drives. This is kind of standard. This is a 2-inch wide belt. We do offer 3-inch wide belts, depending on the application. If you need more torque, we can give you a wider belt. But as standard, they come with these 2-inch wide belts. That drives the box through past these tape heads. The tape heads are unique, and I'll go over that real quick here. The top one kind of just pivots in the top frame here, And what allows that to happen is there's a quick lock. There's a spring-loaded quick lock in here, and that allows us to basically attach it temporarily to the frame here. And you'll probably notice there's a couple of holes drilled in the frame. I've moved the tape head forward. You can also move it back, depending on where you need to place the tape heads. By offsetting them like this, where you have one back here and the bottom one forward, that allows you to take and move the tape dispensers right on top of one another. And you can really go, like I said, a very low box. You can handle a really low box by offsetting the tape heads like that. But it does give you some flexibility, depending on the box that you're handling, to either move it forward or back. And again, what we're going to do here is, I'll just show you the tape head again. We're going to flip it up like this, and we have one of the easier tape dispensers to thread. And basically, you just take your tape that's in the end-wind position, and you just set it on the tape hub here. This lever here locks it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And then you just take about 2 feet of tape off. And all you're going to do with this tape is just follow the cutout of the dispenser. The tape goes around this one roller here, and then through these 2 application fingers. That's really all there is to threading this dispenser. Just pull that down, and here's your knife arm. That's all there is to threading the tape. The bottom dispenser really is identical to this one. The only difference is it's not. You have to lift it out of the machine, but they're identical. Now, what we do with our dispensers, we're somewhat unique in that we have 3 wipe-down rollers. This one here is a one-way roller. It only spins in one direction. And you have your knife arm and your knife. And then we have these 2 wipe-down rollers here. One is concave in shape and one is convex. They're also loose on the frame here. And we do that so that if you have an understuffed case or an overstuffed case, the concave shape or convex shape and the looseness of these rollers allow us to wipe down the tape no matter what condition the box is in. So we're going to make full contact with either an overstuffed or an understuffed case. So that's the reason behind that. And then what we've added also for the top dispensers, we've got a brush unit at the back here. And that, again, helps to wipe the tape down. The biggest thing with that people complain about with tape machines is tape's not being wiped down. So we've taken care of that by putting 3 wipe down rollers plus the brush unit. So we're going to make sure that we wipe that tape down. So that's really the guts of tape machine is the dispenser. We think we have a pretty good one. As I mentioned, this machine does tape the top and bottom, and we can add different kinds of accessories. One of which that we offer as standard actually are these side pressure rollers. And what that does is here's a box that we just taped. It presses, these rollers press against the side of the box as it's being taped, and this is what you end up with, a nice tight seam on your box. And that again is a big problem specifically for overstuffed cases. You always end up with a gap, and again, we're only using 2-inch wide tape here. So you want to make sure that the flaps are fairly close together so you get a good bond with the box. So that's critical, and we have 3 of them in line there. The other thing we can do with these machines is they're very adaptable to different applications. You'll notice, again, we have lots of holes pre-drilled in the frames. Right now, this machine's set up from right to left, feeding boxes through. We can easily switch this around. We can flip this whole dispenser and top unit 180 degrees so we can feed boxes from left to right. We can do the same thing with the drives and flip those around. There's no special tools or equipment that we have to change. Everything's already designed so that we can adapt that for that type of application. So it's a very easy machine to change. The other thing we can do is we can raise the side drives. If you have a 12 box we can actually put different pillars on here to raise these drives up to grab it at a higher height. We can also put different gearboxes on our machines. This one here has got a 25-to-1 gearbox. That'll give you a 66 feet per minute speed of your belts. But we can go lower or higher in speed, again, depending on the application. Additionally, we have the legs here are tubular in design, and we have set screws in here. We can offer different size legs for different heights that you're working with. This one here, as standard, is set for a 27-inch in-feed height, but we can adjust it plus or minus 5 inches from center using the existing legs. Of course, if we have a lower in-feed height requirement or a higher one, we can offer different legs. We have 4 different size legs that we can put in here, so we can give you whatever you need for your application. As far as the on-off switch, this is all kind of standard equipment that's easily available anywhere. This is Telemechanique or Square D on-off switch. We have a push-button e-stop here, and here's your main on-off switch right there. That's very easy to turn that on and off. We've also fitted this one out with casters. These are dual locking swivel casters, so we can move this around to any position. That's another accessory. And basically, there's not much maintenance really required on this machine. It can basically, the only thing you really got to do to it is keep it oiled. With WD-40, what we do is recommend on the knife. Obviously, that's going to get gunked up eventually with the adhesive from the tape, so you want to just spray that with WD-40, keep it clean. Same thing with the springs. There are springs inside the dispenser. You want to spray those down. And then the back, the pillar, as you probably noticed, there's a gas charge cylinder in here and a cable. So to adjust the machine, it's very easy. You can move it up and down very easily. And you want to probably oil that because it just, there's bearings in back there. So if you're constantly moving up and down, just keep it clean. Same thing with the side drives. They also are easy to adjust. You just ride on bushings. And these are self-centering, by the way. There's a cable system inside here, so setting this up for a box is very simple. In fact, I'll show you. You just take the box, and I'm going to just move everything out of the way here. Just take your box and just put it in the machine, and then again we loosen the cable, and now all you got to do is bring these together. As I mentioned, it's self-centering, and you just tighten that down, and then what we'll do is just turn the machine on here briefly. And I'll just move the box in there and just stop it. Then all you got to do with the top stem is just bring it down, just so it's resting on top of the box. Just touching it. And then just tighten that down. And then the side pressure rollers, you just push them against the box. Just like that. And send your box through. That's really all there is to setting up the tape machine. It's very simple, easy. And that's about it. What you see on here as far as the finish is this is electro zinc plated galvanized steel. Now it's kind of a mouthful, but the zinc plating gives it that shiny finish, but it's underneath is galvanized. We don't have a painted surface on this. This tends to hold up better actually than painted surfaces. We do, of course, offer on all of our machines stainless steel. If you're in a corrosive environment, everything would be stainless. The dispenser, everything that would be on there would be 18/8 gauge stainless steel. So we do offer that as an option on all of our machines. But essentially, in a nutshell, that's the F-100 and the T-10. We sell a lot of these. It's a nice way to package, to have a packaging line to erect and tape your boxes.